So let's go to a Democrat in Springfield, Illinois, the #2 Democrat in the Senate, Richard Durbin. Senator, thank you so much for joining us too. Well, you just heard Senator Paul. What's going to happen here?
Well, I'm afraid, Bob, that we know what's going to happen. Tomorrow, the Senate will come in session. The House position, which is basically the same one they sent us the last time, is going to be rejected again. And we're going to face the prospect of the government shutting down come midnight, Monday night, Tuesday morning. And that's sad. As you mentioned, 800,000 federal workers will be the victims of this Republican shutdown strategy. But even more important, it hurts our economy. For goodness sakes, we're just starting to recover and create jobs or strengthen the economy. And the leaders in business tell us, don't do this. Don't shut down the government. Don't fail to pay the government's bills with the debt ceiling. And that's exactly what the Republicans are hell-bent on doing.
Well, do you think the government's going to shut down? At this point, do you think that is really going to happen?
I'm afraid I do. I watched what happened last night. I do. I watched what happened last night in the House of Representatives. I was waiting for at least some Republicans to step up and say, this shutdown strategy is going to destroy our party and its image. Look at this, Bob. 75% of Republicans across America reject this Tea Party strategy of shutting down the government. 75% of Republicans. And if they do, imagine, as you can guess, what the larger population feels. This is a terrible, destructive strategy, totally unnecessary.
Well, let me just ask you this. Some of the things that we just heard Senator Paul say, he said the president, by fiat, himself postponed part of this program. And, you know, there is a lot of concern out there that this program really isn't ready yet, that the penalties for employers, that still is to be worked out. There is likely to be more problems within the system. What if you came up with a kind of compromise that said, okay, we won't postpone it for a year, but 3 months, 6 months. Does that have any appeal to you?
Bob, it does. And I'll tell you, not to postpone it. Don't get me wrong on that. I don't want to postpone it. But to sit down and talk about the future of health care reform, obviously we should do this. But look what we have to work with on the other side. Almost 45 times now, the House Republicans have voted to abolish Obamacare, not to change it, not to come up with any specific change. The closest they've come is with this medical device tax. But if there's to be a constructive conversation about the future of health care reform, it's going forward. I fully support that. But let's sit down in a bipartisan and calm way, not with the prospect of shutting down the government or shutting down the economy.
What about his, Senator Paul's suggestion that you appoint a conference committee and sit down? Would you go for that? To keep from shutting down the government?
Conference committees are the normal course of action. We have been trying for more than 6 months to get the Senate Republicans to agree to a conference committee on the budget. They refuse a conference committee when it comes to our budget. When it comes to health care reform, there should be an orderly process. We're going forward with health care reform. That's a good thing for America, so that many people currently without health insurance will have it for the first time in their lives. And the policies that all of us buy are going to be worth more. They won't reject kids for pre-existing conditions, for example.
What about
that's a good thing?
What about repealing this tax on health care devices? What about that?
Isn't it interesting,
Bob,
that the Republicans, yes, medical devices, isn't it interesting the Republicans, who talk so much about deficit reduction, have sent us over an amendment which adds $30 billion to the deficit and takes it right out of the Health Care Reform Act. That is the height of irresponsibility. We can even talk about the future of that tax. Let's do it in a responsible way with replacement revenue. I predict that the Senate is going to reject this House overture that was sent to us last night.
Well, I mean, but wouldn't that be kind of a popular thing to do away with the tax on wheelchairs and things like that? I mean, that seems to me that in the kind of environment we're in now, that might be something you could get together with them on.
Well, I support taking a look at the medical device tax. Keep in mind, though, that we anticipate millions of more patients using medical devices with some profit associated with it to the medical device companies. That's why the tax is there. But I'm willing to look at that, but not with a gun to my head, not with the prospect of shutting down the government. That's what the president said. That's what we've said. There should be a constructive, positive, bipartisan conversation. Bob, after the junior senator from Texas took the floor for 21 hours the other day, this last week, Senator John McCain followed him for 10 minutes. There was more wisdom and common sense in what John McCain said than anything I heard in 21 hours. He said the president won the election.
What do you do next? Let's just put all the arguments of why it's a good thing or why it's a bad thing, put it all aside. What can be done at this point to not shut down the government?
We've sent from the Senate a clean CR, no strings attached. We didn't demand the immigration bill pass or anything like that. A clean CR to keep the government in business and not hurt the economy. Ultimately, that's what we should do. And I hope when it comes to the debt ceiling, we'll do the same thing. Extend the debt ceiling without endangering the economy. Then, if the Republicans want to sit down and go into serious, good faith negotiations over any aspect of government, that's how it should take place.
All right. Well, Senator Durbin, I want to thank you for joining us this morning, and
Thanks,
we'll
Bob.
stay tuned. Thanks so much.